This
So there is an
conference
update.
will now be recorded.
Yeah, an update about the issue which we were facing, right? So it seems to be a notification issue, which shouldn't stop us. But in the meantime, I had requested Suresh to get assistance from a Fiori developer who can help us with this. So let me explain that issue a bit. So when we log in here, okay, we only see the error for notification, okay, which is this. We don't see a notification here, although when we see the error logs, there are a lot of issues related to the OData service, which is called notification SRV. And how I did a troubleshooting on this one is by looking at error logs. Okay, so we are not yet at the stage where we can talk about error logs, but we will return to that particular point, and we will talk about error logs. For now, let us ignore these issues, ignore these errors, because our tiles are getting populated. I will work with Fiori developer today or tomorrow maybe, and we will fix the notification issue, which is not relevant to us, but it's about service group creation and all that. I will tell you what we did in order to fix this issue, but right now it is not in my competency to create a service group, because this, I don't own this particular system, so I cannot do any changes without any information. So for now, let's ignore these notification issues. Okay, so okay, continuing from where we left yesterday, sorry, on Sunday, let me open a presentation. Okay, so we saw what are important, what is required for a user to get access to his launchpad. Okay, now let me open Fiori apps library in another page. Okay, so let's create a short list, or let me just do this. Okay, so initially what we get is Fiori app which they require. Okay, they will only give us the app which they want to have access to. Okay, now for any user to have access to an app, a catalog is very important. Okay, a technical catalog, a business catalog, or a custom catalog, one of them. But ideally, we don't assign technical catalogs to any user because it provides huge access. So as you guys have seen what a technical catalog contains, it contains a lot of apps which may not be necessary, which may even cause risk to the user if he has access to conflicting acts. There might be risk involved with SOD, there might be risk involved with critical action, and all that risks. It's not risk free. Okay, but however, a business catalog, when we talk about a standard business catalog, 80% of it will be risk free, and it is designed to support a particular process or a functionality. So one way of going ahead with provisioning of access would be assigning a standard business catalog. Okay, most of the projects do that. But what I would say is, in order to give a full proof or a tight authorization, what you can do is you can create your custom catalogs and you can assign them accordingly. There are pros and cons to both of these approaches, but initially let's look at how we create a custom catalog. Okay, let's say I would need a couple of apps. Let's say display purchase order. Okay, display purchase order. I only want display.
So, Raghu, one quick question here.
Yep.
So, for each of those apps, I mean, we see a T code, right? So, the T codes were tagged already to those apps, or
No, these are, wherever you see a T code, they are SAP GUI apps. Okay, which means it is a one-to-one translation of a transaction onto a web page. So if you open any of these apps, you will see this as the app ID, and the type would be SAP GUI. Wherever you see the transaction in the bracket. For UI5 apps, you will not see that transaction, like this one, right? This is a UI5 app. This is starts with F. See here, this is a transactional UI5 app, and it starts with the F, and you don't see a transaction bound to this particular app. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create a fresh catalog which will have a combination of these types of apps, so that will be easier. Display purchase order. Okay, there is one here which is a GUI app, ME23N. Okay, ME23N is the app ID. I will take this app ID and I'll put it here. I can also search by the transaction in order to find the appropriate UI5 app as well. So see here, manage purchase order version 2, purchase order. So these are all related to ME23N transaction, and the similar action can be performed using these UI5 apps. So you would require help from the functional team to understand which one of these would be an appropriate app for ME23N. We cannot decide on this one because it has many functionalities inherent within the app. So if I take this app, okay, let's take this one for our example here. Let's create a catalog for these two apps here. Okay, this is a GUI app and this is a UI5 app. Now this is your requirement. So how do you provide access to these apps to the user? So step one would be to add them to a catalog or provide the standard business catalog which contains these apps. So providing the standard business catalog which contains these apps is very easy. You just go to the Fiori apps library, you go in implementation information, configuration, and you will see what is the standard business catalog which contains this. You assign this one, user will have access. But the problem is he will not only have access to this app, but he will have access to everything that is contained within this catalog. Okay, what is contained within this catalog? I can copy this catalog name, I put it over here and search. You will see all these apps are part of your catalog. Okay, I don't want that. What I'll do is I will create a custom catalog. So what all information do I require to create a custom catalog? Firstly, see, as I said, you can create it with, you have to create it as a reference to a standard catalog. That standard catalog may be a business catalog or maybe a technical catalog. Okay, I'll put business catalog here and technical catalog here. It can be any one of them. So ideally, wherever you refer it, it will always point to your technical catalog. It will always point to your technical catalog. I'll show you that as well. So sorry, which app is this? Okay, sorry. This is for this app. Okay, now let's see what is the information. Okay, before we go into other app, let's take out all the information which is needed here. So what we need the ICF path to check if it is active or not. Only this one I need to check, the others will be automatically included. ICF path is this. Then I need my OData service. Then I need my semantic action object and semantic action. I need all this information. So let me take all that. So first I'll check OData service. what is my semantic action and object, that is purchase order and manage. There are two parameters here, that's why it is coming up as two different intents, but you don't have to worry about the parameters much. We will just take this as the intent. Okay, now this is all is needed for me to create my custom catalog. So how do I create my custom catalog? So for that, let me log into SAP GUI. There are multiple ways of creating a custom catalog. To be precise, there are two ways of creating a custom catalog. Let's explore both of them here. So this is the traditional way of creating a custom catalog. So for that, I need to log into the designer portal. Okay, the transaction for that is /UI2/FLPD_cust. Okay, make note of this one. Get anything here? Okay, so this is my transaction to go into the designer window. Okay, this is the transaction to go into my designer window. /n is the standard one, and this is the transaction UI2/FLPD_cust. This is for my designer. And if I take this off, okay, if I take this off, sorry, okay, FLP is for Launchpad, Fiori Launchpad, and FLPD is Fiori Launchpad Designer _ customizing. Customizing is for client specific, config is for conf is for all clients. Okay, we only have one client, so we are using customizing. Now let's launch this. I'm launching this. When I launch this, I will get my browser, and let me take this link and I'll open it in Chrome. Okay, so now this is my Launchpad Designer. Okay, this is my Launchpad Designer, and this is the place where we create catalogs, we delete catalogs, we alter catalogs, we create groups. Anything and everything to do with catalogs and groups is done on this designer window. Okay, now how do I create a custom catalog? I have the information. Let me just do this so that I can alt tab. Okay, now what I have two apps. Okay, I need to take information of this app as well. Let's do that. Okay, this is a UI5 app. Sorry, this is a GUI app, and let's take out the information. So it is part of multiple technical catalog. You can take one of them. I will take this, and this is the intent target mapping for this one. There are two unique intents. One is bank account and display purchase order, and the other one is purchase order display. Okay, both of them are related to this app. Okay, now that is the semantic object and action. What is the business catalog? It is also part of multiple business catalog. I'll take one of them. What do I need? I need the OData service. Okay, sorry. So for SAP GUI apps, there will be no OData service because the whatever is called from the transaction. right? So there is no OData service for a SAP GUI app. Okay, OData services are specific for UI5 apps. So what is OData service? You can treat that as a transaction, as I said. And for an app, that is required. But for a GUI app, it is a transaction in itself. So it does not require a OData service. So remember, SAP GUI type of apps do not have a OData service. Now, what else do I need? I don't even need a SICF path to be enabled for SAP GUI. So these two becomes irrelevant for my SAP GUI app. But for my UI5 app, these two are very important. So before I proceed creating a catalog, let us check if these are active or not. Okay, that is my first step. So to do that, what I'll do. So what is the transaction to check the service? IWFND / maint underscore service. Okay, IWFND maint underscore service is for Fiori OData service. Okay, Fiori, checking the Fiori OData service is this is the transaction. Let me go back, and these are all the services which are active. Let me filter on the one which I want to check. I'll just put star. Okay, now I see here, I click on this one. This is a smart template. Okay, and it is active. ICF node is active. It is, although it is routing based. Okay, then it is maintained as local. So this means this is active. If it is not active, it wouldn't have come here. Okay, there is a Z namespace for this particular external service. That means they have activated this particular OData service. Now let's check the ICF path as well. What is my ICF path? This is my ICF path, right? I'll take the first part. I can take the entire thing, in fact, and I can put it in the path here and run this. Now you see here, this is active. This is active. I right click here. It is active. That's why it is giving me a deactivate service option. If it was not active, it wouldn't have appeared here. Okay, so this is active. So my this check is green. This is green, and OData service is green. So we are good to go. We can create this. We can this app is activated. Now we can use this app, and this app will be functioning normally. Now, as I said, we can refer it from two different catalogs. So what I'll do, I'll refer one app from business catalog and one from technical catalog. Okay, let's do that. So first before we start doing that, let us create a new catalog here. Okay, so I am back in my designer window. I have highlighted the catalogs tab here. Okay, follow my mouse pointer. I have highlighted the catalogs part, and I have a plus option at the bottom of the screen here. I click on this plus, and I'll get create catalog dialog. So I want to create standard. This is the only type. Remote is deprecated. So let's use the standard one. Firstly, provide a title. So title is the thing which is visible at the end user level. Okay, it is like just like the text for your role. Okay, so what do I do here? Purchase order test. Okay, I'll give purchase order test. This is the title of the catalog which will be visible for the user. I will provide a ID Z underscore test underscore PUR disp. Okay, something like this. This is my ID. I'll copy this ID. I will keep it here. So this is my custom catalog. This is my custom catalog. This is the ID for the custom catalog. Go back here. I'll click on save. Now my empty shell of a catalog is created. This catalog contains nothing at all. Okay, it is blank. Now I need to put references from a technical or a business catalog into this custom catalog now. So how do I do that? So for this one, I will refer from a technical catalog. Let's take the technical catalog. I'm copying the technical catalog name for this app. I'll go back to the designer window. I'll search for this catalog here. It is happening. Copy, paste it here. I'm searching for this technical catalog. As you can see, there are 424, which means there are 200 plus apps over here and 200 plus target mapping. Okay, I don't want all that. I want only one app here. Okay, now here you see tiles, okay, which gives you a basic information of what are the apps which are required and what are the launchers. And you have target mapping. So one app may have multiple target mapping. That's why there is a increase in number here. I click on target mapping. I will see all these semantic object actions, right? I will see semantic object action. I don't see parameters here. I will see only semantic action and objects. And this part here is a collective of all of that. Okay, combining this and this, you will get the tile, the semantic object, semantic option, and the parameter. You can see it here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for this app here. So I cannot search by the app's ID. I need to search. Let me do that. I will search by the title of the app, which is manage purchase order. Okay, let's search for manage purchase order here. Firstly, let me do this. I'll only search for the app first. Manage. I'll just search for manage purchase. Now I'll see so many apps which are related to manage purchase order. Now I need to pick the right one. So what is that? Manage purchase orders version 2 is the one which I want. So manage purchase order. Where is it? Manage purchase order. I believe this is the one. Let me just quickly check. Do I have version 2? No, I'll not see version 2 here. Manage purchase order centrally, requisition centrally, purchase contract, manage purchase order, requisition, manage purchase order. There are two here, manage purchase order. So I'll check this one. I'll just click on that one and see if I get the same OData service over here. Okay, Moni underscore SRV, right? Moni underscore SRV. And let me just quickly cross check if that is the same OData service which we are looking for. Oh, sorry, I need to click here. This is main underscore version 2 underscore SRV. Okay, so this is not the one. I'll go back and I'll check this one. This one, no, wait. Manage purchase order, this one. And I believe this is manage purchase order and manage. What is my semantic object and actions is a match. Okay, I don't find it here. Let me go back here. Why I'm getting this one? Okay, this is a dynamic app. Okay, which is a KPI app. What is the semantic option? This is purchase order manage. And what do we need? Do we need purchase order manage here? We need purchase order manage. Yes. And unfortunately, both of the apps are giving me the same kind of information. Both of them have purchase order manage as their intent. Okay, so let's take one of them. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so I have identified one app here. So this is my app which I want to include in my custom catalog. So what I do here, I just click on this, drag it, and you will get an option to create reference, right? I bring it here and I drop it. When I drop it, I will get this window where I need to select which catalog I need to create a reference to. So what I'll do, I'll put my ID z_test. I'll get this purchase order test. This is the custom catalog which I created. I want to add this app to my custom catalog here. I select this one. You will get a message over here, right? Reference to file, tile, manage purchase order created. So this is a confirmation that it has been captured in your transport. Now I don't want to transport it, it's a local object. So if you have a transport, the message will be confirmation that it has been captured in the transport. Now, just copying the tile will not serve the purpose. We need to copy the target map as well, okay? Because that is what is important in a app, okay? App is nothing without a target map. A target map is the one which clicks or which activates the write OData service or the transaction in the backend. So we need the exact target mapping here, which is purchase order manage, right? Purchase order manage is my intent which I want to copy. There is purchase order manage 1 and there is purchase order manage 2. This is deprecated. I don't want to use this one. So I will use this one, purchase order manage. I select this one and I click on create reference and I will select my catalog here, purchase order test, which is the custom catalog which I created. And now this has been captured as well. Okay, now when I go back to z_test, I will see number 2 here. One is the app, one is the tile here, and one is the target mapping. Here it's a collective of both. This is the tile, this is the semantic object and action, this is the target map. Okay, now you see a blue dotted line, which means that is a reference. So when I go here, select this, and when I click on original, I am selecting this referenced part here. Okay, I can do it from here also. If I select this one, this is the referenced tile, and at the bottom right you will see original. When I click on original, it will take me to the technical catalog from where we have referenced it. See here, this is my technical catalog, right? TCPRC common. This is my technical catalog where I have referenced this style from. So it will take me to the original location of that app. Whether you refer it from a business catalog or a technical catalog, it will always point. The original will always be a technical catalog. Remember this, okay? You can refer it. Now, right now we have referenced this app from a technical catalog. The next app, we will refer it from a business catalog. But when you click on original, it will not point to the business catalog. It will point you to the technical catalog itself, because technical catalog is the actual place for these apps. Okay, let's do that. Now in my list, I have the second app, okay, which is ME23N. What is the title of the app? The title of the app is display purchase order, right? Display purchase order, comma, display purchase order advanced. Okay, that is the title of the app. And what is my, let's take it from business catalog this time. Okay, I'll reference it from business catalog. I'll go back, same process, nothing changes. Okay, I am opening the business catalog here. The business catalog has 3 apps in it, right? Display purchase order. If you see here, the business catalog, standard business catalog itself is a referenced tile. Okay, if I select this one, anyone, and I click on original, it will take me to the technical catalog. Let me not do that now, but instead I will reference it from my standard business catalog. I'll take this, do the same thing, click on, drop it on create reference, and select my target catalog. Now it has been captured. What is my intent which I need? Bank account, display purchase order, and purchase order display. There is only one here, doesn't matter. Okay, if sometimes the information in the apps library may not be available. Yeah.
So is your screen struck?
What?
Oh,
no.
Okay. Yeah,
I am in the.
Now it is running through. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so what I was saying is, you don't find the second semantic object and action bank account display purchase order in your business catalog. So in that case, it should be okay. Okay, it should be okay to only give the available target mapping. If there is any issue, we will go to the technical catalog and we will search for the right target mapping and we will add it. But for now, as I do not
Can
have
you repeat that statement one more time?
which one?
The
Okay,
one
now
you said about this catalog.
yeah. So this is the app, and for there are two intents provided here in the Fiori apps library, right? If you see here, where is my intent? Okay, there are two intents which are given to me here. Okay, but when I go to the business catalog, standard business catalog, which is this, I only see one intent out of those two. I only see purchase order display, whereas I need purchase order display as well as bank account display purchase order. I don't have this intent. I don't have this intent in my business catalog. I don't have this intent in my business catalog. It is okay only to assign this one, only to assign purchase order display intent, because whatever is available on the apps library is the best case. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be. All of this may not be available, but it will still function. This is the best case scenario, okay, for it to work optimum. Okay, without some of the information, like some of the intents also, it will perform. If it doesn't perform, okay, if there is a link, these target mappings are nothing but links within your app. Okay, it is more of a clickable entity within the app. Okay, if that is required, what we will do is we will search for this particular semantic object and action and we will add it to that catalog. But for now, what we are doing, we are only selecting what is available in the business catalog and putting it in our custom catalog. Create reference, selecting my catalog here, and done. Now if I click here, okay, display purchase order, sorry, if I click here display purchase order and go to original here, I will go to the technical catalog, right? I'm going to the technical catalog here. Now let's see if the technical catalog has that target mapping. No, technical catalog do not have that target mapping. So this information is bank account per se display purchase order is not needed for us. It is not needed for us. So now we only have one target mapping, that is fine. Test, I'll go back here. So in my custom catalog, I have two apps and the subsequent target mappings are also included. So my catalog is now ready to be consumed. Okay, so this is how you create a catalog. Is it clear? Creating a catalog from the designer page.
Yes.
Okay, so there is one more way of creating a catalog. Let me do that before we consume this catalog. Let's create a catalog from the backend. Okay, now remember this transaction here. /n/ui2/flpcm_cust. Okay, so this is called Fiori content manager. This is a very important transaction. You can manage, you can adjust your catalogs from the backend directly. You don't have to go into your Launchpad designer to create a catalog. You can directly use this transaction and you can create your catalogs. You can also add them to a transport. You can do a lot of stuff here using this transaction. So let's try creating a catalog using this transaction here. I am launching this transaction, FLP CM, CM for custom manager, Fiori Launchpad, FLP is Fiori Launchpad, CM is content manager, Fiori Launchpad content manager underscore customizing. Again, there is a variant called conf, which is for all clients. This is client specific. I'm launching this. It'll take some time for the first time. You can see a starting application, FLP content manager, client specific. Cust is for client specific and conf is for all clients. It's very slow. Okay, now I yeah.
Catalog.
Sorry.
Do we create a catalog as like security admins?
Yes. We have to. We have to create catalogs. Okay. Now this is the window. Okay, where we can search, create, add it to a role, on all that we can search. There are no tables, so you have to use this transaction in order to pull the information out of a standard catalog or a technical catalog or whatever, right? So there are 3 buttons over here. You can search using these. You have the first one, which is catalog, which is used to create, copy, all that here. Delete, copy, change title, open in designer. Open in designer is where it will open that web page again, the one which we used earlier, right? Check service, you can do this. Transport, you can do it. Show usage in role. All of these options are available in the first catalog part. Secondly, you can search for the exact target mapping. So let's search for bank account, the one which was missing. I'm searching for bank account. See here, bank account, and what was the other semantic object was bank account. What is the action? Bank account, display purchase order, right? So bank account, display purchase order. Do I have display purchase order here? Display bank account. I don't think we have. Okay, display purchase order is here, right? ME23N. It's a GUI transaction. Display purchase order is here. So this is a target mapping only. Okay, this is a target mapping only. That means it is a click through. It is not an app, or it is not something which is visible on the screen for the user to select. It is somewhere appearing inside the app as a hyperlink or a clickable entity. That's what it means by target mapping only. A tile plus target mapping is something where you have a tile associated with that target map. Okay, so that's why it was not visible in our custom our standard catalogs. None of them. Even technical catalog didn't have this target map, or even in the business catalog also we didn't have this target map. We can add this one if we want to highlight or if we want to activate that link. We will not do it now. We will go into the app and we will see if it is not working, and then we will see the difference after adding this target mapping, so that we will understand what is the importance of this target map. Now this is the target map search. You can also search by roles. Okay, we can also search by roles. I put the role here. Okay, the standard business role, whatever. Let's select a standard business role. This is my, let's take this role. I can search for this role. It will show me all the catalogs which are part of this role. See here, all business catalogs are part of this role. Now I can select any of the catalog and I go to catalog view, click the button here. It will take me to this part here, and it will show all the apps and target mappings and intents available inside this catalog. I'll click here. I'll click on catalog view. It will show me all this. So this is the semantic object, semantic action, whether it is only a link or there is a tile associated with this. What is the type of the app? What is the app ID? Okay, all this information is available over here. Okay, so how, let's create another custom catalog here. Okay, the similar to what we did on a designer, let's create another catalog. Okay, I'll go back. So here you have a create button, right? What I'll do, I'll click on create. I will say display purchase order test 2. Okay, and I will give z underscore test underscore purchase underscore disp 2. Okay, this is my ID. I'll click on OK. So invalid ID. Oh, sorry. I switched places here. Test underscore purchase underscore disk2. Okay, this is the title, this is the ID. I'll click on OK. Okay, now here you will see an option to include it in a particular catalog which is not available there. Okay, every time you have to go to the settings and change the transport. Here for each custom catalog you create, you can provide a different transport. There also you can create, but you need to remember every time which one is selected. Before you create the catalog, you need to remember which one is selected. So now let's create our own request. I think we can use this one, not a problem. Anyways, we only have one system, so it doesn't matter. I'll click on OK. Now this transport contains my new catalog. Now see here, this is my new catalog. This is the one which I created using the designer, and if I select this one, it will show me these options which are already there, right? These are the things which I added over there. Now this one here, right, this one is the new one. I need to create a reference. Now what I'll do, similarly I will search for this technical catalog first. I'll search for this catalog, click on OK. Now this catalog is here. I get this options here. I can search or filter. Sorry, I'll select this here and I can filter. What is my app ID? This is my app ID. I will filter on this app ID. Okay, I get this manage purchase order and manage purchase order in approval. So this is the one which we selected, right? We will select the first one. In our first one we selected this one, so we will do this one this time. Okay, so I am selecting this one. Okay, I'm selecting this one, and what I'm doing, add tiles and target mapping. See here, add selected tile and target mapping to other catalog. I'm selecting this option here. Now I need to search for my catalog, z_test, and this one I need to add, right? This one I need to add for this one. Now I get an option to add both the tile and the target mapping together, or I can add only the tile and only the target mapping. Okay, but now what I have to do, I have to add both tile and target mapping, right? I'll click on this one. It's running. Done. So my new catalog here has this one click, the app, the tile, the target mapping, everything is available. Now let's do the same thing for the other one, ME23N. I'll search for this catalog. Okay, I'm searching for this catalog. There is no catalog here, or it is here, but it has nothing inside of it. This is an old catalog, I believe. Or did I click on filter? Yes, I clicked on filter. Delete filter. Okay, now I get everything. This is the catalog where I want to add the second the second app, right? ME23N. So what I'll do is I will search based on the app ID, but app ID, okay, let me show you. Fiori app ID will be blank for UI5 apps. So what I'll do, I'll search based on my intent here. I'll search based on my intent. I'll put filter on this one. Okay, and what is my intent? Purchase order, I believe. Yeah, purchase order. On purchase order, I don't get anything. Okay, where did I delete filter? Sorry. I have purchase order here. Strange. There is no purchase order here. That is strange. Am I in the right catalog? Let me cross check the catalog here. Yeah, there is no purchase order in this one. Okay, there's no purchase order, but we have bank account over here, and display purchase order is part of a action. Okay, this is part of a action. So that is a mismatch which you get. This is common. Okay, these kind of mismatches you will find every now and then. So what you need to do, you need to take the best call over here. Okay, so there is no fixed answer for this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the display purchase order action for bank account, because that was my second intent here. Okay, display purchase order, this one. I'm selecting this one and I'm clicking on this add, and I am searching for z_test, my second catalog. And see here, I cannot add the tile here. I only have to add the target mapping here. So I'm clicking on add target mapping. Now we will see the difference between both of them. Okay, we will see the difference between both of them. Now that is done. Okay, now I have ME23N as a target map only, and I have F0842A as a tile in this app. Whereas in my other, let me just show those catalogs side by side. Okay, in this, the first catalog which we created, we have both tiles over here. Okay, both tiles over here. We have one tile as ME23N and the other tile as F0842A. Whereas in my other catalog, what I have is I have one as a tile and one as only as a target mapping. Okay, only as a target mapping. Now we will see the difference between both of them here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a test role over here. Okay, so what I'll call it, z_test_purchase order. Okay, I'll create a single role. I'll keep the description blank. I'll save it. Now in the menu, okay, in the menu, I need to add this catalog. How do I add this catalog? Click here, Launchpad, Fiori Launchpad catalog. I'll get this one, z_test. I'll search. Okay, the first one I'll add it here. The first one I will add, click OK, and I'll click OK here. Now, remember what we did in our default role, the basic role, we added the services manually. Okay, now we don't have to do that. Okay, the catalog will automatically bring in all the services which are required. Okay, it will bring in all the services which are required. We have both IWSG and both IWSV. Both of them are already available, so you don't have to worry about including the right OData service anymore. Okay, so you will get all of that when you assign the catalog. Okay, when you assign the catalog, remember when you see this, okay, let me show this, include applications. Okay, if you uncheck this, it will not include any OData service. Let me show you that. Now what I'll do, I will assign the other, just for testing, I will assign the other catalog. Okay, I'll assign this catalog here and I will uncheck this one. I have unchecked the include application. I click on OK. Now there will be nothing inside of it. See here, there is nothing inside of it. Whereas when we include the application, I'll get all the OData services automatically included. So that is one option you need to remember, and let it be checked all the time. Okay, because you don't want to miss out on any objects which are coming inside the role. So adding the OData services from the menu is nothing but adding your objects, the required objects inside the role. Okay, I'll delete this one. Now only this one, I will save it. And when I go to authorization, what I will see is, I will see all the required objects automatically pulled inside the role. That is coming from your SU24. That is coming from your SU24. Now see here, all these objects, we didn't add anything, we didn't add transaction, but what we did, we added a catalog which automatically brought in your OData services, and those OData services bring in the objects based on whatever is maintained for them. Okay, whatever is maintained for them, it will bring into the role. Now let me just go ahead and give full authorization to everything. I don't want to restrict now, right? We can restrict.
But
That depends on,
in the default two OData services and the S underscore service object that comes from UI to 700 role. Would those also be coming in by default with the addition of this catalogs?
Give me 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, tell me.
No, we needed some default OData services like Fiori Launchpad or something, and then like the S underscore service. Would they also come in with this?
No, no.
Okay, that's entirely different again.
No, that's entirely different. So this will bring in OData services which are required for the app only. Okay, we were talking about generic interop and page builder personalization objects, which has to be done manually. That will go into your general role. It will not be in your part of your any business role.
Okay.
Okay, now what I have done, I have created this role. Okay, and I have maintained the one catalog here, the first one where we created with both tiles, remember. Okay, now what I'll do, I will assign this role to our, let's create another test user here. Let's say test underscore purchase underscore order 1. Okay, let's create test underscore purchase underscore order. Last name is purchase order catalog 1. Test user. I'll just give him some default password and I will go to the role. Somehow my F4 is not working, I don't know why. Okay, search for this role. This is the role which we created, purchase order. I am assigning this role to this user. Okay, user is done. User master is green. Now he would require the additional role as well, right? For Fiori Launchpad. Z star. What was the Fiori role which we created, right? He would require that role as well. Fiori test, is this the one? Let's see. No, this is not the one.
Not this one.
This one, not this one.
We copy it again from there. Like I don't think we did it the other day.
Yeah. Test Fiori. Okay, it's not Z test. It is test Fiori. Okay, I'll assign test Fiori as well. Now, what I'll do, what's this time? Now let's log in with that user ID here. Sorry, what is that user ID? Test per order. Okay, I have logged into my test user here. Now I will see nothing on the launchpad. If you notice, we have not added any group, so the launchpad is totally blank. Totally blank. So how do I see the apps? So you should remember, catalogs provide access to the app. Groups do not provide access. Group is only the cosmetic thing which throws the app on the launchpad. Okay, now we don't have any group. We are not even talking about groups here. But how do user access these apps? User still has access. He can click on this person icon here, go to app finder. He will see the catalogs which are assigned to him. See here, there is one catalog which is assigned to him. This is the text which we have given to that particular catalog, and he get 2 tiles which are visible over here. Alternatively, he can go here. Let me go to home. He can click on this drop down here and he will see the catalog here as well. Okay, one more way of searching is he can go here in the search and he can search for purchase order, and he will see the apps for which he is having access to. Okay, for which he is having access to. Now let's use one of those. I'll go to app finder, I'll go to this catalog, and I will see 2 different apps. Let's try to access display purchase order here. Now I don't know how to work with this particular purchase order transaction, but this is how you get this on the GUI page as well. Okay, let me show you. It is an exact translation of what you see on your GUI page. Okay, it is same thing is coming up over here. Okay, same thing is coming up in a translated way in an HTML format. Now if you see here, okay, I don't think there is any data over here now, but I have display and change option over here. So if I select on something and click on display change, okay, it will change this, but I do get an option to change. However, I want it only for display. I want it only for display, right? So anybody know how to work around this transaction here? Okay, I can also, anyone? See here, when I click on, when I click on create, I get no authorization, right? That is exactly what I want this to have. I want this only to have display authorization. When I click on change, it is allowing me to change because it is having access to the other target mapping as well. Here in this particular catalog, we have assigned the other app as well, which is manage purchase order, right? Manage purchase order is a UI5 app which is giving access, which is overriding that other app, and manage purchase order as the objects and the restrictions which is allowing the display purchase order app to have those links activated. Okay, so manage purchase order is a overhauling app. And what is this app doing? What is this catalog doing? In fact, these objects which are part of this app, the OData services which are part of this app, is also giving access to my display purchase order app. See here, this is manage purchase order. I don't have any data over here. Let's see, I click on this one. Now it is taking me back to ME23, right? But I do have change access over here. I do have change access over here because the app is bringing in the objects which will give that access. So if I take out this app, the display purchase order app will behave differently. Okay, this is called in-app navigation. Now I can navigate from one app to another without having to. So I can be in display purchase order, but I can also go to ME21N as well just by clicking on create. Okay, I click on create. It will take me to the other app, which will allow me to create a purchase order. Right now, I don't have that access here. Right now, we don't want it to have. That's why we have removed this access. So if I have that access, it will take me to that create app directly. Okay, so that is called as in-app navigation. In-app navigation from when you go from one app to another from within an app. Okay, now this is what we get in these two apps for the first catalog. Now let's do one thing. Okay, let's change this user and assign him the other catalog which we created, in which there is only one tile. Okay, there is only one tile, and there are two target maps over there. So what I'm going to do, z_test, let's look for this. Purchase order 2. What was the role? Oh, what was the we created the catalog, we didn't add it to the role, I think. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
We created the catalog. What I'll do, I'll change this. Okay, I'll remove this, and what I'll do, I will add the other catalog over here. Okay, this is the one. Now I am including all, clicking on OK. I will save this. Authorization data is green because it is coming from that previous catalog. Still fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am just canceling this one because we have changed the role itself, so it should directly take impact. Let's change directly the role. The role now contains the second catalog and not the first catalog. Let's refresh. Now I am refreshed. Okay, now let's look at the catalog over here. Now you see there is only one app over here. Okay, and from within this app he can go to ME23N. Okay, now how do you confirm where exactly he is and which app? So see, there are multiple level of in-app navigations here, right? So at some point of time, the user want to see which app actually he's gone to. Okay, now he knows that he is into manage purchase order app. He don't know, you want to know the app ID for this app, right? And he clicks on something and it takes him to another app. You want to see that app ID as well, right? So to check that, okay, once you are in the screen, you click on this and click on about. You will see the ID of the app here. So you are inside this app now. Okay, you are inside the F842A, the one which we added, right? We are inside this app. Now let me click on something here. Okay, and I will say purchase orders, display commitment. I don't know how to work with this app, sorry. So just click on this one. It will take me, you're not authorized to view the steps, that's fine.
I think this is for the approval of the purchase order ME28.
No, this is, yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't know. This is, we are still in this app. I can navigate to display purchase order as well. I just want to see how do I go there. I'm not very proficient with functional things here. Let's see. Okay, let's try. Configuration missing role assignment. Okay, that's some pointing to some other role here. I don't want that. manage purchase order. Let me take another one. It's not supported.
Click on create and say it should take us to ME21 at least.
Yeah. Where do I have create? Okay, here. We have not added that target mapping as well. But let's see. It is manage purchase order. And where do we are still, I think we are still in the same app. Yeah, we are still in the same app. It is manage purchase order, so it will give access to create, display, and all that. Right now, let me go back again and try to search for month, July, go. I have only these many, don't see anything where delivery and invoice. Full details, attachment, output management, notes, supplier contact, general information. I don't see the PO number over here. Don't see the PO. There's nothing here in the items as well. The supplier purchasing group and all that is there, but I don't see the purchase order number here. So it will be ideally a hyperlink, and you click there and it will take you to the other app, which is our let me go back home here, and let's say display. I will not get anything because it's not there, but I will get for manage. I'll get this one, but I will not see that app which is for display purchase orders. No. So we can try it from some other app which we are comfortable with, where we can check for in-app navigation. But trust me, wherever you see a purchase order and you click on the display part of that, it will take you to the other app, which is your ME23N app, which is added as a target mapping here. I don't know how to navigate through this one. Hide default values. Okay. Purchase order. Okay, now I have this. Okay, purchase order. I'll click on purchase order. Now, no content available. What did I do? Okay, no content is available. Click on edit. Let's see. Okay. Display saved version. Now, I am not sure how to navigate from this app to that app, but it will work when you click on here. Okay, there will be a drop down list over here where you can select those options. Okay, we will come back to this one where we are more familiar with the functionality, or if you guys are familiar, you can try that. You can add only the target mapping. It'll work fine when we have the entire business catalog. Maybe we will try that one in our next session. We will have the entire business catalog and we will see how the in-app navigations work. But if there is only target map, you will get that as a hyperlink and it will take you to that app without having a launcher. Okay, it will not have a launcher on the face like this one, like this is a launcher. We will not have a launcher for display purchase order, but that possibility, it definitely is possible to get into that app through another app. Okay, that's called your in-app navigation. We will look at that when we see more apps, when we get more examples here, although this one is not, I'm not familiar with, but whenever we see that, I'll let you know that okay, this is what it is. Okay, Is it clear, or any questions here?
So in the Raghu, in the app library, right? So we are seeing transaction, SAP GUI compatible apps and also the regular UEFI apps, right? So is that because it's an embedded system?
No.
So in
Fiori
general,
Apps Library is a website. It doesn't know what system I'm using.
no,
This
no.
is all the information which is available.
So within the GUI also, when we go into the other transaction, the third transaction you show, right? The LPDCM content manager cust. So even that we see the ME23N, right? The T codes.
Correct.
So
we don't see that as an app ID. Let me show you. We don't
app
see
ID we are not seeing it. Yeah.
Correct.
But so it's SAP GUI compatible catalog, right?
What do you mean by SAP GUI compatible catalog?
I mean, so we found the differences in the library, right? One is GUI compatible, one is UI5 related app.
No. It's not compatibility. It is the type of the app. It is a SAP GUI app or it is a UI5 app. It's the type of the app. It's nothing to do. All that is visible on your apps library is compatible with Fiori. There is nothing like compatible or not compatible. No, we didn't even talk about that. We only talked about the type of the app. If you see here, this is the app type, right? Either it's a UI5 type or it will be a GUI type.
GUI type. Okay.
SAP GUI type. Yeah, that's the only two types. The other one is Web Pro. We are not even there. So for now, we will have two types of apps. Yeah, see here. Either it's a GUI app or a Web Pro app, or it will be a UI5 app. See here, application type. All of that is compatible. There is no question of non-compatibility at all.
And Raghu, the GUI app is usually one-to-one transactional relations, right? If it's okay.
Yes.
Whereas UI5 app can have multiple transaction codes within that.
Yes. It can perform multiple actions.
Got it. Thanks.
Any other questions?
So in my organization, so right now we are using the apps. I mean, it's not S4 HANA, but we have Fiori, which is not the embedded version. We have a separate landscape for the backend system, and we have a gateway system, and we are using Wi-Fi apps library. So right now in my organization, so usually developers or the functional people are doing the catalogs and the tile groups, and once they develop those, I mean, once they whatever the maintenance that we did so far in this class, right? So usually they are doing it, and then once that is done, when there is a stage that that needs to be added to a role, they get to us, our team, and we usually add those style groups and the catalogs into the role, and then restrict. So is there a good reason that only SAP security person has to do it, or even a developer can do this?
No. There is a very, very strong reason why we should do it. If you are not allowed to do it, okay, you need to take charge and tell them, okay, I will have to do it, because I'll tell you the reason why. Okay, when you talk about your role design, I'm not talking about a support environment here. Okay, let's talk about implementation project. These catalogs have a direct impact on your role design, right? How you design your catalog and how you create your roles, it's very, very closely bound together. Okay, so you have to take charge in order to create the right catalogs for your roles, right? So your process roles or your business roles or whatever, it should have the correct information about your catalogs, and only you can decide what should go inside a particular catalog. So what I would say is, step in, take charge of the catalog creation part, at least in the definition part, right? At least you define what the catalog should contain. Let them do the creation part anyone can do. Defining a catalog is very, very important. Okay, what are the apps which goes into the catalog, what are the target mappings which goes into the catalog, what access it should have, what access it shouldn't have, because you are the one who will be adding it to the role and then restricting at the role level, right? You are going to restrict it at the object level. You need to know what it is bringing in. So some projects definitely do that. The Fiori guys, they take charge of creating a catalog. They will not even consider a security consultant before creating a catalog, but that is incorrect. That shouldn't happen. If it is happening, you need to step in, take control of that. Okay, that's what I am doing.
Raghu, quick question. If I mistake not, but during the in the beginning of the class, you had said like most of the projects give access to standard catalogs.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll talk about that. We will talk about role design. Okay, we will talk about how we can design roles, where we will talk about pros and cons of using standard and using custom.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. See,
because as Srini said, like we do create custom catalogs on a regular basis, but at the same time there is a provisioning of standard catalogs as well. So I just wanted to got it.
When we talk about assigning standard catalog, we are specifically talking about standard business catalog. Just specify business, the word business over there, because when you talk about standard catalog, it refers to both technical and business.
Correct.
But we will not assign technical catalogs. We will only assign business catalogs. Okay. So let me tell you in a brief why we shouldn't use standard business catalogs, right? So the advantage is that when you assign a standard business catalog, it takes care of the in-app navigability automatically, right? So right now what we saw one app which may actually link to multiple apps, but as those apps were not in my catalog, it is not even giving me that option. Okay, but if you assign a standard business catalog, okay, you will see a lot of difference. We'll talk about that. You will see all the in-app navigations possibility. All the apps which is linked to that app is also part of the catalog, so that makes it a comprehensive catalog, the business catalog. Okay, that is your advantage, and it is your disadvantage at the same time, because sometimes you don't want those functionalities. Okay, and it is very hard to separate what is the in-app navigation and what is the actual app, what is the functionality which you want to allow and what you don't want to allow. So that becomes your disadvantage as well. So you need to trend very carefully here while talking about a standard business catalog. We will talk more on this one. Okay, there is a lot of content during the role design aspects. We will talk about all pros and cons. What are the things which I am deploying? What are the things which I am doing? What are the things which may improve? Okay, what are the things which other projects in my organization are doing? I have so much information which I'll be sharing during the role design part.
Sure. All right. I think I'll call it a day.
Yeah.
You guys take care. Take care, Raghu. Bye, Suresh.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Any question, Vamshi? You had a question?
Yeah. So a generic question. So right now we are in the we are non HANA system. Okay, just the ECC landscape or the CRM, just the CRM landscape. We only have a HANA database, but not the application, right? So if we want to move to S4 HANA now, so it is needed there, right? The Fiori apps, which right now everything is through a transaction. Now everything will be changed through a Fiori app, right?
Not necessarily. It depends on what deployment approach you take. Is it Fiori first, or is it cherry picking, or is it showcase? It depends on that.
Okay, so if it's a cherry picking, so for example, if a certain business team needs a Fiori, navigation, then we can just do that for through the Fiori apps, and the rest else through the transactions, as is for the S4 HANA as well.
Correct.
Okay, got it. But okay. So, but if at all, if you are moving every team to use the Fiori app, now it's a very big transition for the business teams, right? Because right now they are very much hands-on with the transaction navigation, but now through the Fiori, right now even ourselves, just now we just saw the create purchase order. Yeah, we have very difficulty, right? So it will be a very big leap, right, for the business users?
Definitely, yes. It's a big project. You have to involve your content development team, your training and management team. They have to develop training contents, and all that will come into play. Okay,
Okay,
we need to educate the user how to use the app, how to use in-app navigation. All that will be into account. It's a 2-year long project. If you are moving to a Fiori
okay,
first, it will usually take 2 years. One
okay.
year minimum.
1 year minimum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, I mean that's just want to get a basic idea on how how you what is your experience with this. So thank you,
Yeah,
thank you for
I've experienced it very firsthand, right? So we were into cherry picking, then we moved into Fiori first. We had to re-alter all of the design and rebuild catalogs, decide about what catalog to use. Do we go with standard catalog, or do we go with custom catalog, or do we go with a hybrid model of using both? Okay, then picking the right app for a transaction. So all your functional teams will give you is a transaction. Now how will you identify the right app? It's a big exercise, right? To
yeah,
identify one app. So if you go to Fiori apps library, put a transaction code and hit enter, you will see 10 different apps. Which one to select? Okay,
yeah,
so that's a big exercise. I mean, it's very, very big. I cannot emphasize more on that.
It becomes more complex if we have a lot of custom transactions, right?
No, custom transaction is easier. Custom transaction is easier because you are not involved there. Custom transaction will go to a development team. They will create custom semantic objects, custom semantic actions. They will create custom apps, custom launcher, custom catalog. You will get the catalog.
Oh, so
So
everything. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think that I can relate to my current process in the organization, because so a lot of Fiori apps that we have right now is all custom made. And I think developers were creating the tiles, groups, and they were just asking us to add it to the
yeah. Then it's understandable, because
So in
we
that
cannot create a
sense,
custom app, right?
yes, yes.
We are security
Because we do the
practitioners. We cannot,
functionality, what is the
cannot
target
create. Yeah.
mapping? Okay,
So
okay,
if it is a standard implementation, probably you will have a lot of role to play. Okay.
okay.
We don't even need a Fiori team in that case. You will have to do a lot of things which you can do actually. We will go through them in this course.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. Yeah, now I it makes sense for the difference. I think that's very good information from you.
Great. Thanks. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions? Okay. Thank you, guys. Destiny?
No, nothing. Thanks, Raghu.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.